First, we must know what is soft skill. Soft skill is the ability required and expected from persons for finding a suitable job and its maintenance and promotions. There are various importance of soft skills available. The first one is to handle interpersonal relations, to take appropriate decision. The third one is to communicate effectively. Fourth one, to have good impression and impact to gain professional development. So the importance of soft skill is to handle interpersonal relations, to take appropriate decisions, to communicate effectively, and to have good impression and impact to gain professional development. The important soft skills are: first one, communication skills; second one, body language; third one, making decisions; fourth one, self motivation; fifth one, leadership skills; sixth one, team working skills; seventh one, creativity and problem solving skills; and the eighth one, time management and ability to work under pressure. So these are the various soft skills. The first one is communication skill. So the communication is very important soft skills. For a communication, effective communication skills, we should have a proper eye contact. Next, we should have a proper body language, friendly body language. The third one is we should be clear in our content. Fourth one, we have to give compliments during the communications. And fifth one, the active listening is very important component in the communications. The next soft skill is body language. There are various body gestures available. First, the positive body gestures are walking upright. We have to walk straight. We have to shake our hands confidently. We have a pleasant face. Nodding head is a positive gesture while during communication. A steady eye contact should be there. The next one is negative body gestures. So being up tired, beating nails, getting distracted, faking smile, looking at something else while talking instead of speaker. So these are the negative gestures. The next communication skill is making decisions. For making a decisions, we have to follow certain things. So that is decide. D stands for we should define our problem. Next one, E should be the establish the criteria, and C for consider all the alternatives, and I for identifying the best alternative, and D for develop and implement a plan of action, and E for evaluate and monitor the solution and feedback when necessary. So making decision is one of the soft skill, but we have to follow these criteria. So that is these components, that is decide, where D for defining a problem, E stands for establishing the criteria, and C consider all the alternatives, I for identifying the best alternative, and D for developing and implementing a plan of action, and E for evaluate and monitor the solution and feedback whenever necessary. The next soft skill is self motivation, which is very important soft skills. Self motivation starts with simple. The next thing, we need to keep good company, that is we need to keep a good person with us. The third one is we have to keep learning. Next thing, we have to see the good in bad things. We have to stop thinking and we go for implementing the concepts. Next, we must know ourselves. The next, we need to track our progress. We have to help others. So these are the self motivation elements that we need to follow. The next soft skill is leadership skill, which is very important. The qualities of leadership are honesty, willpower, courage, selflessness, visionary outlook, consistency, knowledge, and efficient communication. So these are the quality leaderships. Next soft skill is teamwork skills, where we must have communication skill. We need to manage our time. Next, the problem skill, solving skill is very important for teamwork. Listening is very important. Critical thinking is important here. Collaboration is important. And leadership is important. So these are the various leadership skills. The next thing is creativity and problem solving skills. The creativity and problem solving skill has certain components. First thing, we need to use a strategic framework. Second thing, we have to practice empathy. The third thing, we need to get a hobby. Fourth one, we have to relax our assumptions. And fifth one, we have to practices the persistence. Sixth thing is we have to question standard practices. And seventh one, we have to consider our past experience to take the decision on the current things. Eighth one, we have to become an expert in our field that we have chosen. Next one, the practice creative problem solving and ask for help. So these are the steps we have to follow for creativity problem solving skills. The next soft skill is management and the ability to work on pressures. So for this we have to start predicting and planning for crunch times. Second, we have to create a prioritization strategies. The next one is we have to forget the future and we have to focus on the present. Next thing, we have to break your task down. Next, we have to ask ourselves what needs to be done right now. Next thing, we have to stop procrastinating. Then we have to take contrary action with purposeful slacking. Next, we have to change how you think about pressures. Next, we have to try the Eisenhower model, where Eisenhower model contains four things. One is urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important. Fourth one is neither but urgent. Next thing, we have to review the past pressure points and identify their patterns with the current thing. Next, we have to use pressure as an opportunity to grow. Next, we have to use separate internal pressure from external pressure. We have to separate our internal pressures from the external pressures. We have to adopt a mindfulness practices. Next, we have to rediscover our purpose for completing the task. Next, we have to expect the unexpected things that happens. Next, we have to get a good night's sleep. We have to develop and sustain. So these are the things that we need to follow. That's all about a SAPCL. Thank you. Let us see some other topic in next class.